Overprotective Hiashi, Hinata's father takes on Naruto. Episode 41. Hinata Hayashi also didn't know what the abilities of this eye were. That day, that Uchiha had shown two abilities, one was Amaterasu and the other was illusion, but the two abilities corresponded to that eye, and Hinata did not know. Let's get started. A complex pattern appeared in Hinata's left eye. The next moment, Hinata felt that the surroundings became darker. It's the illusion one. Break. Hinata Hayashi breaks the illusion. Husband Kuan, how's it going? This illusion is very strong, even if it is a shadow-level powerhouse. If you are not careful, you will fall deeply into illusion, and the elite can endure it below, and there are very few things that can be guarded against. Liana, once you have this ability, you can let the enemy enter the illusion at the first time, and then quickly approach and use the soft fist to deal a fatal blow to the enemy. If the enemy is too powerful, you can also use this illusion to gain time to escape. Hinata nodded. But didn't you crack it at once, husband? That's because I'm special. By the way, Liana, you don't have any abnormal feelings when you use the Sharingan, do you consume much? Hinata thought back. There is no very uncomfortable feeling, but there will be a little discomfort. Chakra's words, it does disappear quickly, but within the range of bearing, when not in use, interrupt the supply of chakra. The impact is not very big. Hinata nodded. In this way, the Hyuga family's rejection of the Sharingan is still not as strong as other ordinary people, probably because both are descendants of Atsuki. In addition, the amount of chakra of the Hyuga family is originally more than ordinary people. It's not as perverted as Vortex, but it's much stronger than Kakashi. With this Sharingan, Liangna, even if you face a shadow-level master, you will have a certain self-preservation power. It gives me some peace of mind. Hinata hesitated for a moment and said, this Sharingan, if you use it for your husband, it will be a better choice. No, this Sharingan has hardly helped me. Hinata Hayashi has its own chakra eye, and it is obtained through the hang-up system, native, without any rejection, and both abilities Hyuga Hayashi is also satisfied. A perceptual deprivation, a time standstill. Let's experiment here first, and when you have time later, you can get acquainted with Liangna. Good. Hinata put on the contact lenses, given by Hinata Hayashi, interrupted the supply of chakra for the Sharingan. Immediately, Hyuga looked no different from before in the eyes of outsiders, and no one would have thought that one of Hyuga eyes had become a Sharingan, and it's a kaleidoscope riding wheel eye. And at this time, on the other side, Uchiha stationed. Uchiha Fugaku took out another kaleidoscope chakra eye. Mikoto, this eye, you transplanted it, I can't trust the others. What about stopping the water? Stopping water is very talented, but, sometimes, the idea of stopping water, I can't see through. And, with the talent of stopping water, I don't think he needs this eye, he can awaken on his own. Uchiha Fugaku looked at Uchiha Mikoto. Sarutobi's son Chopper pits us against Tuanzo, but our current situation in Uchiha, to be honest, is not comparable to the root of the regiment leader, and we need more strength. Last time, although we cleaned up the civil unrest, we also lost a lot of manpower. Mikoto Uchiha nodded. Okay then, the eye transplant of the Uchiha clan is simpler than that of Hinata. One buckle, one race, is done. A pitch-black flame appeared in front of Uchiha Mikoto. Uchiha Fugaku said, it seems that the one that Hayashi took away is an illusion. This black flame can burn endlessly, but it seems to be restrained by the sealing technique, and last time I remembered, Hayashi seemed to rely on the sealing technique to seal the black flame. However, there are not many people who can master the sealing technique so well. Mikoto, your current strength is already above the upper shinobi. Suddenly, more than a dozen dark ninjas went to different ninja families. Hinata, Uchiha, Oil Girl, Inuzuka, Naruto-sama has an order, tomorrow morning, to hold a meeting of the major ninja families. Please the patriarchs of each family, arrive in time. Hinata nodded. I see. The dark part disappears. Hinata could guess what this meeting was for. Konoha suffered serious losses because of the Nine-Tails rebellion, so Sarutobi naturally wanted to recover the lost resources. Where to get it back? Civilians do not have much money. Therefore, it is necessary to cut the flesh from the ninja family. Hinata looked in the direction of the Hokage building. I can get out, but if it shouldn't come out, I will definitely not come out. The current Hyuga clan is no longer a Hyuga who can be slaughtered. The next day, all the patriarchs of the ninja clan went to the Naruto building, including the patriarch of small families. Episode 42. Hokage Building. A spacious conference room. On the main seat, it is naturally the ape Flying Sun. Next to them, there were several elders. Mito Menyen, Sleep Koharu, Danzo. After that, it's Uchiha Fugaku, Hinata. Even if Sarutobi Hinata doesn't like Uchiha and Hinata no matter how much, he has to admit that Uchiha and Hinata are the two largest ninja families in Konoha at present. Without absolute certainty, it will not be easy to do. Things on the face must be passable no matter what. Then there's the Inoka butterfly, the oil girl, Inuzuka, the pommel horse. In addition, Flagwood, Moonlight, Sunset. Sarutobi looked around for a week, staying on Uchiha Fugaku and Hinata Hayashi for a while longer, and coughed dryly. The situation in Konoha now is terrible. The Nine-Tails rebellion not only caused great damage to Konoha, but Watergate, Kushina, and my wife, Lake Biwa, all died in this incident. Restoring Konoha requires a lot of resources, and because of the death of Watergate, some industries in Konoha have been greatly affected, and it can be expected that Konoha's overall income this year will be much less than before. Some of the unopened robbers actually set their sights on Konoha's convoy and robbed it. These people are not to be afraid, but other ninja villages will have similar actions. The number of commissions Konoha has also received has also decreased significantly. The next few years will be difficult years for Konoha, so I made several decisions. Sarutobi said, I hope to mobilize a donation, led by your ninja family, to support Konoha's repair, so that Konoha can pass this time first. The village is the foundation of the ninja family. Without the village, the ninja family would not be able to talk about it. I'm sure you all understand that. Hinata sat on the table and chair and did not speak. Uchiha Fugaku too. Ape Flying Sun Chopper did not get a response for a long time, showing a not very happy expression. I will first represent the Ape Fei family and start a little. Sarutobi family, donate 1 million taels to Konoha. After that, Sarutobi Hinata looked at Uchiha Fugaku. Uchiha Fugaku did not look at the Ape Flying Sun, but said, we Uchiha had a little accident during this time, and dozens of Uchiha members died in the accident. Giving them family pensions consumes a lot of Uchiha's money. Right now we're tight, but for the sake of the village, we are willing to contribute our own strength. I also donate 1 million taels. Ape Flying Sun's face sank immediately. The Sarutobi family is only a small family, although it has developed greatly after Sarutobi became the Hokage, but it is still incomparable to a family like Uchiha. The Ape Fei family donated 1 million taels, but the Uchiha family only donated 1 million taels? Uchiha Fugaku thought that he hadn't seen the face of the Ape Flying Sun, and sneered in his heart. Konoha has such an attitude towards our Uchiha family. Now we want to donate money, and they want us to donate. It is impossible. Sarutobi Hinata failed to get a response from Uchiha Fugaku and could only look at Hinata. Hinata, your Hyuga family will be better, right? Hinata Hayashi shook his head and said, Naruto-sama, we Hyuga died a lot of people during the Nine Tails Rebellion, and these people are all respected people of our Hyuga clan. Therefore, I built a garden of honor for our Hinata and erected a stone monument for them. But Konoha has something, and we Hyuga are naturally obliged. I also donate 1 million taels. Ape Fei's face became even heavier. Hinata died a lot of people? Didn't you all push out some old men and send them to death? These old men still didn't deal with you before, and it's simply good for you that they died. What kind of honor garden, stone monument, 100,000 taels may not be spent, but in this case, Ape Flying Sun Chopper cannot say it. Uchiha Fugaku and Hinata Hayashi donated it, and the family after that learned. Oil Girl, Inuzuka, Moonlight, Karama. Not much was donated, either 1 million taels or less than 1 million taels. When it was the turn of the Pig Deer Butterfly, the mood of the Ape Flying Sun Chop was better, and the Pig Deer Butterfly was a die-hard supporter of the Ape Flying Sun Chop. Of course, it would not refute the face of the Ape Flying Sun Chop. Moreover, many of their interests will only be available because of the Ape Flying Sun. If the apes are angry, they will lose more. And if the Ape Flying Sun is happy, they will get more. But Hinata and Uchiha, even if they donate more, Sarutobi Hinata will not give back. On the contrary, he will still not be satisfied. The second thing is about the assignment of tasks. Sarutobi said, the number of commissions that Konoha can get has become less and less, so we must change the way tasks are distributed to be fairer to everyone. Hinata raised her hand. Hayashi, what do you want to say? Naruto-sama, we Hyuga clan can take on fewer tasks. Hinata doesn't like missions very much. Missions are risky, and injuries and deaths are normal. And to make money, Hinata has other ways to do it. Episode 43. Ape Fei couldn't help but look over. Hayashi, are you sure? Yes. Hinata Hayashi said, Hinata's tasks can be reduced to 1/10 of the previous ones, and these tasks can be given to the clans and ninjas who need them more. Sarutobi Hinata looked at Hinata, and his face softened a little. On top of the donation, Sarutobi Hinata was very dissatisfied with Hinata Hayashi, but in terms of tasks, Hinata Hayashi agreed to reduce it to 1/10 of the previous one, which allowed a large part of the benefits to come out. Okay, then I'll take the place of the other families, ninjas. Thank you, Hayashi. Hinata smiled. Konoha is in a time of crisis, and I should contribute. In fact, even if Sarutobi Hinata did not mention this matter, Hinata Hayashi was ready to apply for it himself to reduce the number of tasks for the Hyuga clan, because this thing was too time-consuming and manpower-consuming, and the danger is high. Relatively speaking, the income is not very high. Hinata has countless better ways to make money than performing ninja quests. Let Hinata's people not perform tasks, but focus on training, and the strength of the Hyuga clan will improve as a whole. The patriarchs of many families looked at Hinata Hayashi and didn't quite understand why Hinata Hayashi did this, but it was a good thing for them, and many ninja families lived on quests. The fewer the Hyuga clan, the more they get, and as for the danger, they don't care. For generations, they have come over like this. With their abilities, they can't find a better way to make money like Hinata Hayashi. Uchiha Fugaku's eyes flickered. Naruto-sama, Uchiha, can also reduce the share of missions. Uchiha Fugaku's considerations are different from Hinata's. Hinata is where you can find a better way to make money, and Uchiha Fugaku is because the Uchiha family has accumulated a lot. And when the family was cleaned up before, the number of Uchiha decreased a lot. Sarutobi nodded. Good. Danzo stared at Uchiha Fugaku for a moment, and then at Hinata. Give up the task, there must be a bigger conspiracy. These two people, neither of them is simple. However, the main thing I need to solve now is Uchiha. Hinata, you want to use Uchiha to contain me? I want to see. Why do you think Uchiha can contain me? When I solve Uchiha, the next one, it's your turn. The meeting was over, and everyone walked out of the Hokage building. Hinata Hayashi and Uchiha Fugaku met their eyes for a moment, and then immediately moved away. Now, the Hyuga clan and the Uchiha clan belong to a secret alliance, but this relationship is only known by Hinata Hayashi, Hinata Rihanna, Hinata, and Hinata Mitsuki. On Uchiha's side, only Uchiha Fugaku, Uchiha Mikoto, and Uchiha Shisui know. Once known by outsiders, it will be very troublesome for both families. One is the first family of Konoha, and the other is the second family of Konoha. The strength formed by the alliance of these two families will be huge. At that time, no matter how indecisive his personality was, he would definitely not show mercy to his subordinates. Tuanzo stood behind the ape flying sun. Sunchop, Tuanzong. Ape flying sun chopper has some slight guilt for Tuanzong. Tuanzang's thoughts. Ape flying sun chopper knows. This is already Tuanzang's last chance to succeed Hokage, but it was robbed by ape flying sun chopper. However, thinking of the interests of the ape flying family, this trace of guilt of the ape flying sun is gone. In the face of interests, even the best friends cannot want to let them. Therefore, there will be so many things that are enemies because of money, and fathers and sons, brothers and friends. It's not that nature is too evil, but that there are too many temptations. Of course, there are still people who can stick to their hearts. Is there something going on with you? Uchiha Fugaku took the initiative to ask for a reduction in the task. This matter is not so simple. Tuanzo said, Uchiha's internal problems have been cleared up now. In the future, the Uchiha clan will become stronger and stronger. The personnel of my route are no longer able to penetrate inside Uchiha. Tuanzo means that the ape flying sun, you use Uchiha to contain me, but now, Uchiha's strength is too strong, and I am no longer their opponent. You need to weaken Uchiha's strength. Tuanzang's strategy is simple. That is, hide his strength. Let Uchiha's edge and ambition be revealed. At this time, the ape flying sun slash had to target the Uchiha family, and Tuanzang, at this time, suddenly make a difficult attack and completely solve the Yuzebo family. Afterwards, even if Ape Fei-ri knew that he deliberately hid his strength, he couldn't do anything about himself. Sarutobi frowned. Among the members of the Dark Division, there are several members of the Uchiha clan. You can choose one of them and let it join the route. Tuanzang's face was delighted. Good. Pay attention to proportion. I know this. It's not the first time I've done something like this. Episode 44. An undercurrent continued to flow in Konoha. The situation within Konoha has stabilized for the time being, except for the more delicate situation between Danzo and Uchiha. The rest of the ninja families have remained stable. However, the situation between Tuanzo and Uchiha is something that Sarutobi is happy to see. Sarutobi Shinnosuke's reputation gradually spread in Konoha. Sarutobi Hinata arranged a lot of tasks for Sarutobi Shinnosuke, all of which were the kind of tasks that were not dangerous, but could easily gain fame and merit. Abbreviated, gilded tasks. Moreover, in addition to the mission, Sarutobi Hinata and Anuga Butterfly are also secretly spreading the reputation of Sarutobi Shinnosuke, guiding the fishing wheel before the ordinary people of Konoha. In less than half a year, Sarutobi Shinnosuke's reputation has already surpassed that of other upper shinobi. There are not many ninjas who can be compared to Sarutobi Shinnosuke. It can be said that Sarutobi Shinnosuke became the leader of Konoha's young ninjas. This is the effect that Ape Flying Sun Chop wants. With Shinnosuke's current situation, in a few years, I can abdicate the throne, and after that, I will push Shinnosuke to the position of Hokage and form a perfect connection. However, Shinnosuke's strength is indeed a problem. Without the blood succession boundary, Shinnosuke can't reach that level after all. Not everyone can be a wave feng shui gate. Sarutobi Hinata really wanted Jiraiya to teach Sarutobi Shinnosuke and learn the fairy arts of Myoki Mountain, so that Shinnosuke's strength could definitely reach the shadow level. However, the toad of Miyamu Mountain is too stubborn, and the ape flying sun slash has nothing to threaten Miyamu Mountain. Suddenly, Sarutobi thought of the big snake pill. Big snake pill, is it because of this that you would do such an experiment? Ape Flying Sun shook his head vigorously. What Orochimaru did is not right. I am Hokage, I definitely can't do such a thing. But what do you want to improve Shinnosuke's strength? Ape Flying Shinnosuke, the eldest son of Ape Flying Sun Chopper, is good at fire and earth escape, but in the end, the upper limit of strength is the elite upper endurance, and even the ape flying sun chop is much worse. Ape flying sun slash has no blood succession limit, but mixed ninjutsu is still used very well. First come a soil escape, and then come a water escape. After the two ninjutsu were released, they fused to form a mud swamp, which was equivalent to a mud escape that deteriorated Bana, which was much worse than the real blood stain limit, but it is still stronger than simple earth and water. Sarutobi Shinnosuke, ape flying asthma, the upper limit has been fixed. If only our ape flying clan also have a blood stain limit. Sarutobi looked at Uchiha Station, and there was a hint of envy in his eyes. Hinata Hayashi held a Hyuga meeting. Hinata Yoyoshi, and the elders all arrived. This meeting is mainly one thing. That's the economic situation of our Hyuga family. At present, the income of our Hyuga clan is divided into three parts, one part of the Konoha industry, one part of the Fire Country industry, and the other is the ninja mission. But the ninja mission, at the last meeting, I already told the three generations that the ninja mission of our Hyuga clan will be reduced to 1/10 of the previous level in the future. An elder couldn't help it. Hayashi-sama, in this case, wouldn't our Hyuga clan's income be much less? Hinata glanced at the elder. I'm not done yet, you listen first. Yes, the elder's neck shrunk. In terms of ninja missions, why is it reduced? It's because I don't think there's any point in performing these tasks, it's dangerous, and I don't get enough benefits. However, the reduction of ninja missions does affect the family's income, so I decided to increase our Hinata estate in the Land of Fire. Plan, I already have it. This is the plan. Hinata Hayashi threw a book and went out. The white eyes of our Hyuga clan and the ability to see through are very big advantages in medical treatment, so I decided to let some members of the family transform into medical ninjas. Even if you can't learn the medical ninjutsu of palm cactus, but for ordinary people, it is enough. After that, head to the capital of the Land of Fire. I believe this industry will definitely be welcomed and the income will not be low. A real medical ninja, Konoha is estimated not to release people, but what Hinata Hayashi is preparing to cultivate is not a real medical ninja, but an existence similar to Western medicine. Such a doctor is of limited help to ninjas, but it is still of great help to ordinary people. Second, I have a few thoughts about how our Hyuga clan fights. The white eye has the function of looking far, but this is not used, and the people of the Hyuga clan each go to learn the physical skills of close combat, which makes Hinata Hayashi a little puzzled. Since he has the function of looking far away, isn't it fragrant to attack him from a distance? Hinata's current combat methods are too single, it is easy to target. Therefore, the Hyuga family will not perform very well in various battles. Episode 45. It's a viable way to improve the strength of the Hyuga family as a whole. Hinata realized that his advantages were not only the hang-up system, but also his knowledge of the plot, and some concepts far beyond this world, which could be used. In the Naruto world, it is not the ninjas who are really rich, but the nobles of the great powers. Well, making their money is the easiest. Chestnut Sr., the training of doctors is your responsibility. You don't need to let them learn the medical ninjutsu of palm cactus. You just need to let them learn ordinary surgery, pathological analysis, and can prescribe medicine. For ninjas, such a doctor is somewhat inadequate, but for ordinary people, it is enough. Such a doctor, now in the country of fire, there is. But the people of the Hyuga family have a natural advantage over them, and the perspective of the white eyes is equivalent to carrying an X-ray machine with them, and they can clearly see the situation inside. Once Hinata Kuriko cultivates these doctors, she can immediately grab the market share of those ordinary doctors. If done well, it will become an important source of income for the Hyuga family. It's much better than going on a mission as a ninja, and you can also consider developing some things like beauty and healthcare, which can earn a lot of money. Yes, Hinata-sama. Hinata Chestnut agreed, and Hinata Chestnut was quite interested in this thing that Hinata Hayashi proposed. Usually, ninjas don't think much of ordinary people. Because I am a ninja, I feel superior. For the affairs of ordinary people, do not want to participate at all. But such a ninja will be trapped in his own small circle. Hinata, regarding the problem of our Hyuga clan ninja fighting style, I will study this with you. Just use the elite training camp as a pilot. Tomorrow, I will go with you. Yes, brother. Hinata then looked around. Adjourned. The next day, Hinata Hayashi arrived at the elite training camp very early. Brother. Hinata gave the trainees some training items, and then came to Hinata's side. Hinata, what do you think is the advantage of our Hyuga clan? Roll your eyes, of course. That's right, it's a roll of your eyes. Hinata Hayashi said, but I found that our use of white eyes is very limited, and our current ninjas, using white eyes, are only assisting and scouting from the side. But when fighting, it's hardly used. What's more, we are using jutsu boxing, and as for the point, I believe that even an ordinary person can do the point if he completely remembers the acupuncture point. Hinata frowned. Brother, what do you mean? I mean, white eyes and soft fists are not so compatible. However, we in the Hyuga clan have always been like this. That's why we need to change. Hinata Hayashi said, our Hyuga family is now known as the second largest family in Konoha, second only to Uchiha. But when people outside mention the ninja family, they often only mention Uchiha. Why doesn't Uchiha have a caged bird spell seal? but not many people snatch the Sharingan. It's because we're not strong enough. The Uchiha family has made better use of the Sharingan than we did. Illusion, physical arts, ninjutsu, and the Uchiha family are all involved, coupled with the inherent dynamic capture ability of the Sharingan, which makes Uchiha's people have a lot of means when fighting. But our Hinatas, back and forth, just one, soft fist. The means of attack are too simple. For so many years, the attack methods of our Hyuga clan have long been figured out. In this case, it is easy for the enemy to target us. Hinata almost nodded. Brother, what you said seems to make sense, but how can we change it? That's why I came to you, the two of us together, to change this situation. You and I are the most talented people in our generation. If anyone can do it, it must be the two of us. At the moment, I have a certain idea. Hinata's eyes lit up. Brother, what is it? Hinata Hayashi said, using the characteristics of the white eye, we train to strike different battle modes. First of all, the white eye has the ability to look far, and to use this ability, we must fight the enemy at a distance to bring out the effect of looking far. When we can see each other and attack each other, but the other person can't see us, that's an advantage. We have to establish the means to attack remotely. Hinata thought for a moment. Use a bow and arrow? It could be a bow and arrow, a crossbow, or something else. But ordinary bows and arrows pose little threat to ninjas. Hinata said, too far away, the speed of the bow and arrow will slow down, and the threat to the ninja is not great, and if it is too close, it can pass quickly with the speed of the ninja, and there is no point in using the bow and arrow. So that's what we're going to solve. Episode 46. Developing an ultra-long-range ninjutsu is not very realistic. Even if Hinata Hayashi can develop it, it will be difficult for ordinary people in Hinata to learn it, so it is better to make such a weapon. Suddenly, Hinata Hayashi thought of something. At the same time, Hinata's eyes lit up sharply. I know, no wonder brother you asked Ryoyoshi to find the people of the craftsman village. It turned out that for this, with the research of the people of the craftsman village for ninja tools, we can definitely make what we want. At this point, Hinata Hayashi really didn't expect before. Hinata Hayashi just wanted the ninja tool in the hands of the four elephants, but Hinata Hayashi wouldn't admit it. That's right. This is the first plan, with the white eyes of our Hyuga clan, combined with the long-range attack ninja designed by the craftsman village, so that our Hyuga ninja will have one more means. Long-range sniper mode. Hinata paused and said, in addition to looking far, the white eye also has the ability to see the surrounding situation in a 360-degree direction. This, Hinata, do you think there is anything worth using? Hinata thought for himself. This is also helpful for our soft boxing. But soft boxing can't bring this ability to play perfectly. We need something that can quickly change the direction of attack. Hinata nodded. This thing has to be very flexible. The shot speed should be fast. It is best to complete it in an instant. So if you rush up and use Jochuan to fight, it will waste a lot of time. Hinata was still thinking of guns. You don't need to be as powerful as ninjutsu. As long as you can deal damage, it's enough. What do you mean, brother? It's still a ninja. Yes, ninja is the most convenient. Hinata almost nodded and said, according to your description, brother, if the people of the craftsman village can really research such a thing, then it will indeed be a very good thing for us. Only, can something like this really be made? Hinata glanced outside. It should work. In Hinata's previous life, there were many such weapons, and although the energy source they used was not chakra, chakra should also be available. Moreover, in the legend of Naruto, the concept of scientific ninja was also proposed. Hinata Hayashi continued, as for perspective, this point is the best use of jutsu, and the people of the Hyuga clan know this most clearly, and there is no need to redevelop the battle mode. Hinata, wait until Ryoyoshi finds someone from the craftsman village, then, we will study the new ninja tools together, and once the research is successful, we will come to the elite training camp to experiment. Yes, brother. A figure came to Tuanzong. Tuanzong looked at the other party. Uchiha-han. Yes, Danzo-sama. Hinata has already told you, from today onwards, you are the person of the roots. Yes. Well, now the first thing I want you to do is to find out the situation of Uchiha. What is the situation of the dozens of Uchiha's clansmen who disappeared some time ago? And, Uchiha Fugaku, what do you want to do now? Also, give me a list of the Uchiha family, the younger generation of potential personnel. Uchiha nodded. Yes, Danzo-sama. The subordinates will go immediately. In Uchiha Han's eyes, a touch of sluggishness appeared. For the members of the root, the first step Danzo has to do is to engrave a spell seal, similar to the caged bird spell mark of the Hyuga family, called the tongue curse root seal. And once someone leaks Danzo's information, it will be immediately affected by the spell seal. The whole body is paralyzed and cannot move. Uchiha Han's body also has this spell seal. Tuanzang's eyes flickered. Uchiha Fugaku, I want to see what skills you have. You dare to fight with the old man. Ape Flying Sun Chopper, let you contain me. Are you really obedient, a dog of Ape Flying Sun Chopper? I will slowly let your Uchiha clan become stronger and stronger in the eyes of the Ape Flying Sun, and can even threaten his position of the Hokage. At that time, the ape flying sun, it is no longer me who is afraid, but you. Retreat to advance. Lead you into the abyss. Tuanzong sneered. When your Uchiha clan dies, then the time for the ape flying sun to die will not be far away. I'm going to get back what I deserve. Ryoyoshi Hinata quickly came to Hinata Hayashi. It came in a hurry, and he didn't even calm his breathing. Hayashi-sama, people from the craftsman village, we found it, but now we have some problems. What problem? The people of the artisan village have split into two parts, and these two parts are fighting, to the point where you die and I live. Should we participate now? Or wait and see? Hinata raised an eyebrow. Tell me the details. Episode 47. Hinata Ryoyoshi said, it seems to be a question of resurrecting their ancestors, and some people insist on resurrecting their ancestors and bringing the craftsman village to the top. But the other part of the population feels that the price to pay to resurrect their ancestors is too great, and does not agree. These two groups have been fighting for a long time, and now they have reached the last moment. Hinata frowned. Hinata Hayashi, the ancestor of the craftsman village, of course, knew that Qing Ming, a person who fused all the ninja tools of the four elephants and celestial beings, and then showed quite good strength. Even Kakashi was terrified. It can only be said that dying in the hands of my AI Luo has a feeling of being suppressed by the protagonist's aura. At what cost? There are many lives of the people in the craftsman village, and the lives of the people in the craftsman village are used to create some kind of ninja tool, and then through this ninja tool, they can resurrect their ancestors. Hinata's eyes flickered. I know, you go down first, I want to think. Yes, Hinata-sama. Hinata frowned. According to the situation revealed by Ryoyoshi, the ninja tools used by the four elephant heavenly people should not be there now, and this battle in the craftsman village may be to create these four ninja tools, at the cost of the lives of the people of the artisan village. To resurrect Qing Ming, just 4 ninja tools and one person's life are completely insufficient, and the creation of 4 ninja tools requires consuming the lives of countless craftsman villagers. Do I go out to pick peaches when they've finished building the 4 ninja tools, or do I save some people now? Hinata struggled with this problem, but soon, Hinata Hayashi made a decision. Going now, it would be a better choice. Those few 4 elephant celestial beings with ninja tools obviously don't look like craftsmen who are good at building. They must just be some high-ranking people who are really good at building. Ken Ming died in this incident. For ninja tools, I got it. It will help the Hyuga clan a little, but it is not as good as those craftsmen. Hinata walked out of the courtyard. Ryoyoshi, you go out with me the same. The two of us go together to find those people from the craftsman village. Hayashi-sama, just the two of us? 2 of us, that's enough. Hinata glanced in the direction of the Hokage building and said, let's leave secretly, don't alarm anyone. Yes. Late at night, Hinata Hayashi and Hinata Ryoyoshi went out. The two quickly came to the edge of Konoha. 2 ninjas are guarding the door. Hinata's eyes showed a complex pattern. Perceptual deprivation, sight, hearing, smell. The next moment, the sight, hearing, and smell of these 2 people all disappeared. Ryoyoshi, let's go. After the 2 left, the perception of the 2 guard ninjas returned to normal. It was a matter of a moment, and the 2 did not see Hinata Hayashi and Hinata Ryoyoshi who left. But perception is deprived, which they still feel. I seem to have fainted just now. Me too. Is it because we are too tired during this time? Maybe. Damn, the 9 tails not only killed Lord Watergate, but also caused so much damage. Our current situation in Konoha is already extremely bad. 1 person must be used as 2 people. Neither of them expected that they had just fallen for illusion. Ryoyoshi Hinata glanced at Hinata Hayashi, but didn't ask more. The advantages of the caged bird spell mark are reflected here. The figures of the 2 were speeding in the dark night, and the speed was very fast. Lord Ryoyoshi, Patriarch. Hinata Ryoyoshi finds a Hyuga clan who is monitoring the situation of the villagers of the craftsman village. How's it going? The resurrection faction gained the advantage, and they used the 2 ninja tools they had already created to kill many of the other party's people. What kind of ninja tool? One is a sword, which can create a wind escape, and the other is armor, which seems to be able to absorb chakra. Hinata Hayashi nodded. These 2 ninja tools. Hinata had an impression. Patriarch, what should we do now? Kill the people of the resurrection faction, save the people on the other side, and take these people into our Hyuga clan for use. Just the 3 of us? Hinata Hayashi looked at Hinata Ryoyoshi. No, just the 2 of us. But, Patriarch, this is too dangerous. Hinata Hayashi smiled and said, if dealing with these people can still be considered dangerous, then Ryoyoshi, you are also underestimating us, Hinata, and underestimating me as a patriarch. Although I don't often participate in battles, my strength is not weak. Let's go. Hinata Hayashi went straight in the direction of the battlefield. Hinata Ryoyoshi gritted his teeth and quickly followed. In the ruins of a village, dozens of people were standing. On one side, a dozen young people, and on the other, dozens of old, weak, sick, and disabled. The advantages and disadvantages could be seen at a glance. What people? Internal affairs of the craftsman village. No one is related, etc. Please leave quickly. Episode 48. Hinata looked in the direction of the old and sick, and his gaze focused on a middle-aged man, who was the leader of this group and could make decisions. With the current situation, if there were no accidents, you would have all been killed by them and turned into materials for making ninja tools. There is no doubt about that, right? The middle-aged man nodded his head subconsciously, still guessing the identities of Hinata Hayashi and Hinata Ryoyoshi. I can save you and help you kill them, but the premise is that you must submit to me and help me do things. You may lose a certain freedom, but the basic living security, I will give you. The opportunity, only this time, turned down. I think you know what it means. The middle-aged brow furrowed. On the other side, the members of the craftsman village of the Resurrection faction looked at Hinata Hayashi and Hinata Ryoyoshi, and did not make a move immediately. They could see that Hinata Hayashi and the two were not easy to provoke. The right to decide the situation now lies in the hands of the non-resurrectionists. The resurrectionists, waiting. May I ask what we will do after we submit to you? Make ninja tools. Is it life-threatening? Usually not. Can I eat enough? Of course that's fine. Then I promised. The middle-aged man gritted his teeth and said, I don't want to die. I'm just asking for this. We just hope that we can live in peace, even if the conditions are bad, but as long as we don't despair, we can agree. Hinata smiled. Congratulations, you made a right choice, and in the future, you will be happy for today's choice. After that, Hinata turned to the resurrection school. Ryoyoshi, let's get started. Yes, my lord. More than a dozen people from the resurrection faction stared closely at Hinata. What do you want to do? Do what you wanted to do before. As soon as Hinata's words fell, his figure immediately moved. A flash is to come to a member of the resurrection faction. Soft fist. Chakra wrapped his fists. Bang! A heavy sound. The next moment, this member of the resurrection sect flew out directly upside down. The heart, at the moment Hinata hit, shattered instantly. Poof! A large mouthful of blood splattered out. So strong. Hinata Ryoyoshi's pupils shrank slightly. The last time Uchiha cleaned up the civil unrest, Hyuga Ryoyoshi did not go. It was Hyuga Hayashi and a few other shinobi. Therefore, Ryoyoshi Hinata does not know the true strength of Hinata Hayashi. Hinata Ryoyoshi has always believed that Hinata is only the level of shinobi, but now it seems that Hinata is far stronger than him. Hayashi-sama, much stronger than I thought, really worthy of being the patriarch. Ryoyoshi Hinata also moved. The figure moved quickly and came to the front of a member of the resurrection faction. Neither used white eyes. These people, too weak. There is simply no room to fight back. Hinata can kill them with a single blow. One hit to the point. The Hyuga family, who has white eyes, is very good at abusing vegetables. Ryoyoshi Hinata will be slower, and he can't do Hyuga Hayashi so calmly. This was exactly what Hinata Ryoyoshi was worried about before, and the low point was Hinata Hayashi's strength, feeling that the two of them might be in danger when facing the resurrection faction of the craftsman village. But now, there is no danger at all. Bang bang! A series of figures fell. The people of the resurrection faction did not react, and half of them had already fallen and had no life. So strong. Escape. The strength shown by Hinata Hayashi makes them have no desire to fight, except for two people. A man with a sword in his hand, a man wearing an armor on his body. Two key ninja tools needed to resurrect Qingming. Has the ability to absorb wind and chakra. Ryoyoshi, the few who escaped will be handed over to you. These two people, I'll come. Hinata Ryoyoshi nodded. Yes, my lord. Hinata Hayashi came to the two of them. Damn, who the hell are you, and why are you against us? The armored young man stared at Hinata deadly. I asked myself, I haven't met your excellency. Between us, there is no hatred or grudge. Hinata nodded and said, not really, but there is no grudge between you and them, right? But you want to take their lives just to create ninja tools. That is their destiny. They are all descendants of Lord Qingming. Without Lord Qingming, there would be no them. In order to resurrect Lord Qingming, their sacrifice is deserved. But they don't want to, they want to live, and I just need them to work for me, so I can make a deal with them, and you who want to kill them are my enemies. The armored youth's face sank. What do you want? What they can give me, I can give you too. You can't give it. Impossible. Hinata Hayashi said, you really can't give it. What I need is a researcher and builder of ninja tools, and you guys are obviously not good at this, aren't you? Episode 49. Moreover, I am also very uncomfortable with your approach, sacrificing the lives of others to resurrect those you want to resurrect. Such a thing. I do not agree with such things. So die in peace. Hinata Hayashi rushed towards the man. The armored youth gritted his teeth. Don't think you've won. I am invincible with this armor. The next moment, the armored youth aimed his armor in the direction of Hinata. A powerful attraction emanated from above the armor, shrouded in Hinata's body. Hinata could clearly feel that the chakra in his body was being sucked away by this force. Nice ninja tool. However, the speed of this absorption is completely within my tolerance. Hinata's current physique is vortex level, and the amount of chakra is also super shadow level. Soft fist. Rush, step behind this person. After that, Hinata's fist slammed into the back of the man's head. The man turned his head sharply and blocked his arm in front of him. Hinata's fist was not retracted. The fist landed directly on the man's arm. Click! A sound of bones breaking sounded, and Hinata's fist speed did not stop, continuing towards the man's head. Bang! Immediately, the man's head was tilted to the side. The bones in the neck broke instantly. Hinata Hyuga grabbed the man's armor and pulled it, and immediately the armor was removed by Hinata Hyuga. Why are you unaffected? The young man only had a faint breath left, staring at Hinata with an incredulous expression. Probably, it's because I'm too strong. Although the ninja tool is good, but the person who uses it can't use it, then it will be useless. Hinata looked at the woman holding the sword. At this moment, the woman was glaring at Hinata with sadness and indignation. I'm going to kill you. Hinata Hyuga glanced at the young man on the ground and understood something. This woman should have a very ordinary relationship with this young man. However, Hinata Hyuga will not show mercy to his subordinates just because the other party is a woman. The world of ninjas, without gender, only strong and weak. The woman wields a sword. A strong whirlwind swept towards Hinata. Hinata's armor blocked in front of him. After that, enter your chakra into the armor. Immediately, the armor's ability is activated. A strong attraction acted on the woman's body, and in an instant, the woman's legs were soft and she couldn't even stand up. The whirlwind came to Hinata, but did not have any effect on Hinata. Hinata Hyuga came to the woman. Soft fist. A punch shattered the woman's heart. Hinata hesitated, dragged the woman's body to the side of the youth. Ryoyoshi Hinata returns. My lord, how's it going? Is it all solved? All solved, none of them escaped. Hinata nodded and said, very good. Immediately, Hinata came to the middle-aged man. I have done what was agreed, now it's time for you to make a statement. The middle-aged man glanced at it and knelt down on one knee. I'm willing to be loyal to the adults. The old, weak and sick behind the middle-aged, followed closely by the middle-aged. Hinata bowed her head slightly. Let's all get up. Speaking of which, I haven't introduced my identity to you. I'm the Hyuga Clan, the current patriarch, Hinata Hyuga. The middle-aged pupil shrank suddenly. Hinata from Konoha? That's right. A look of joy appeared on the middle-aged face. Since he has decided to be loyal, the middle-aged man certainly hopes that the object of his allegiance is as strong as possible. And the Hyuga family, in the whole world, is quite famous. See Hinata-sama. Hinata Hyuga said, you go to the neighboring town first, and then I will arrange for people to bring you into Konoha, and you can stay at our Hinata station. However, since you are not members of the Hyuga clan, you will not be allowed to leave Hinata station, and I don't want the rest of Konoha to know of your existence. Understand? The middle-aged nodded. My lord, I see. What's your name? Kamikawa-lei. Okay, Kamikawa-lei. From today onwards, these dozens of you are the members of the ninja department of my Hyuga clan, and you are the head of the ninja department and the minister. Yes, my lord. Hinata turned to Hyuga Yashiyoshi. Ryoyoshi, their affairs, you arrange it. I hope to see them as soon as possible at the station of our Hyuga clan. Yes. Hinata returned to Konoha first. The next day, Hinata Hyuga arrived at the elite training camp with 2 ninja tools. Brother, day difference. Hinata Hyuga threw out the 2 ninja tools and said, these 2 ninja tools, one can emit wind escape, and the other can absorb chakra. Is there anyone here suitable for using these 2 ninja tools? For Hinata Hyuga, this level of forbearance is a bit inadequate. Therefore, giving it to Hinata's clan is the best way. Sword and armor? Let me see. Hinata took the ninja in his hand. Episode 50. A whirlwind was swept out by Hinata. Not bad. Hinata's eyes lit up for a moment, and said, if you have one more such means, your strength will indeed increase a lot, but this is not of great significance to us. Hinata nodded and said, that's right, for us kind of upper shinobi, it doesn't mean much, but for lower shinobi, middle shinobi, this is a very good ninja tool. Brother, I think I have someone to choose. Immediately, Hinata looked over at the training camp. Ichiro, Erlang, come here. 2 teenagers rushed towards this side. Lord Hinata, clan elder. Hinata introduced. This is Ichiro Hinata, Hyuga Jiro. They are a pair of brothers. Hinata raised her eyebrows slightly. These 2 people, the image can be completely different. Hinata Ichiro is short and thin, but not weak, giving people a short and lean feeling, while Hinata Jiro is tall and strong. The genes of the 2 are very different. This made Hinata think of a pair of brothers, Takadero and Takamatsu. Similar feelings. Ichiro likes to use swords, he is flexible, and this sword can play a very good role in Ichiro's hands. Jiro, on the other hand, is a strong body, usually acting as Ichiro's shield, and if you add an armor that can absorb chakra, it will inevitably have a great advantage. Hinata nodded. Then let them try. Hinata handed 2 ninja tools to the 2. It's the 2 ninja tools brought back by the clan elder. You should familiarize yourself with them first, and later I will arrange for others to have a competition with you. If you perform well, these 2 ninja tools can be used by you. The eyes of the 2 lit up. In a sense, these 2 are both different people in the Hyuga clan. Hinata's people, because of their long habits and traditions, like the fighting style of soft boxing with white eyes, but these two people have different ideas and prefer diversity. Therefore, in Hinata's training camp, these two people are not the best talents, and it can even be said that the talent can only be regarded as middle and low among the people, but their performance is still outstanding. It is the second group of members selected by Hinata. At present, the elite training camp is divided into 3 levels by Hinata. The first, Genius, only 4. The second, Elite, 10. The third, the rest, is already eliminating marginal members. Thank you, Hinata-sama. Thank you, Clan Elder. Go practice. Yes. Hinata turned to Hinata. Brother, can you bring these 2 ninja tools back? Is it a representative? The matter of the craftsman village has been resolved? Almost. Hinata nodded and said, they have already expressed their intention to belong to our Hyuga clan, and we can start studying them when Ryoyoshi brings them back to Konoha. The attack method of the Hyuga clan is too single. When our research is successful, the strength of our Hyuga clan will be greatly improved. Hinata's eyes showed anticipation. Hinata Mitsuki sat in the backyard dumbfounded, and the day she came to Hinata's house was much more boring than Hinata Mitsuki expected. Originally Hinata Mitsuki thought that Hinata would possess her immediately. After all, Hinata's purpose is Uchiha's bloodline, which Hinata Mitsuki knows. But Hinata Hayashi didn't care about her since he gave her the spell mark of the caged bird. Except for the occasional meeting during meals, you don't see each other at all other times. This person, how strange. Hinata Mitsuki shook her head. Sister Mitsuki, Sister Liana. Hinata Mitsuki looked in the direction of the sound and saw Ryona Hinata walking out of it with Hinata in her arms. Hinata opened her eyes and looked curiously at everything outside. So cute. Hinata Mitsuki couldn't help but want to reach out and touch, but as soon as she stretched out her hand, she held back again, feeling that her identity was special. It's okay, touch it if you want. Hinata seems to like you. Hinata Mitsuki reached out and squeezed Hinata's face gently. Sister Liana, you are so good. Where am I? Sister Liana, you can't not know the purpose of my coming to the Hyuga clan and what I will do in the future. But Sister Liana, you have no resistance to me at all, and you take the initiative to get close to me. It's nothing. Hinata Ryona smiled and said, Hinata is a very good person. That's enough, you'll find out later. We just give to each other. Mitsuki, you have come to us. That is our family. I hope you can also live happily and happily. Hinata Mitsuki showed a thoughtful expression. Ichiro Hinata and Jiro Hyuga returned to Hinata Hayashi and Hinata. Hinata-sama, clan elder, we are ready. Hinata nodded. Then let's get started. Hinata looked at the others. Naoki, Ganjichi, come here.